Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh. The big question is, why are we doing 350 miles bike ride? What is the purpose behind it?
A group of 30 cyclists have taken on the fundraising challenge of cycling all the way from Scotland to Birmingham. As part of this challenge, the cyclists will use pedal power to cycle an epic 350-mile journey, braving the hills of the Scottish Highlands all the way back to Birmingham.
The scenery's been amazing. If that's what we've seen in the first 30 miles, imagine what we're going to see over the 350 miles.
COVID-19 has changed the world, and at SIKH Helpline we have seen an increase in calls relating to a number of areas as a result of the pandemic.
Now, the SIKH Helpline has been running for the last 20 over years, helping and supporting the community in many different ways.
To support the SIKH Helpline by sponsoring and donating at www.sikhhelpline.com/bikeride.
We actually had a couple of calls from various people saying that they were going through some issues, and we referred them on to the SIKH Helpline.
Okay.
And eventually, we got to know about what sort of the saver, how it works and stuff, so we thought we'd try and help out a little bit.
Absolutely.
SIKH Helpline is an amazing charity that has been working for the last 20 years, helping people who have struggled with issues such as bullying, drug-related incidents, whether it's domestic violence or all sorts of other things. SIKH Helpline has been there to give a helping hand, help them through those, and where necessary, point them in the correct direction. And generally, it's been an honour to work with an amazing group of volunteers who give up their time to help others.
Yeah, well, I think about the SIKH Helpline for me, as I said right at the start of today, one of the big things about West Midlands Police's mission is about helping those in need. It's one of the things that's very strong in the Sikh faith, and it's absolutely demonstrated through the work of the helpline. A helpline that's there to help the Sikh community and any other community who comes forward around problems they've got. Really good quality advice, and we really support it, and that's why we've sponsored today.
Absolutely, thank you. So there you have it from Chief Police West Midlands. You couldn't get any bigger words from an important person of the community.
ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਜੋ ਬਾਇਓਡਾਟਾ ਪੜਿਆ ਹੈ, ਬਹੁਤ ਖੁਸ਼ੀ ਦੀ ਗੱਲ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਈਆਂ ਚੀਜ਼ਾਂ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਹਿੱਸਾ ਲੈ ਰਹੇ ਹੋ, ਜਿਹੜੇ ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਗਾਈਡ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਹੋ, ਗਲਤ ਕੰਮਾਂ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਪੈਣ ਦੇ ਉੱਤੋਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਬਹੁਤ ਸ਼ੁਕਰਗੁਜ਼ਾਰ ਹਾਂ।
SIKH Helpline is just a fantastic charity that helps the community, helps a lot of people in the area with a lot of issues, and I feel I'm quite honoured to be actually part of the charity.
The SIKH Helpline is a multi-faith charity that helps anybody in distress. We specialise in alcohol abuse, drug abuse, sexual grooming, child sexual grooming, domestic violence, mental illness, depression. It's the full spectrum. We've got a lot of professionals that come in on board, a lot of people that help, and it's a free service. And also the West Midland Police sponsor us, and it just shows what kind of magnitude this charity is on.
SIKH Helpline does a wonderful job, and then I thought we should continue supporting them.
I'm honoured to be part of the SIKH Helpline team that works relentlessly for the community.
To watch the SIKH Helpline flourish is beautiful. To be able to support the local community means everything to myself and Jazz.
We remember this is helping people in their daily lives. Gyani Sukha said at the beginning of the bike ride, made it very clear. He gave us an example of who it's helping, the people that it's actually helping every day.
My name's Singh. I'm a barrister. I'm a volunteer with the SIKH Helpline and assist on a range of legal issues that callers face.
Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh. As you guys know yourself, and Gyani Sukha Singh and everybody on that who does so much seva. This is nothing from our side. Jinni seva tusi, you guys do 365 days around the year, and that hana jehdiyan sadiyan bhena, people who are in stress, people who don't have anywhere else to go, and that hana. This is nothing, not even a Ganika compared to that seva and that jadana.
And we're all out here participating together for SIKH Helpline, and it's an awesome charity, phenomenal work that they contribute to the society, and together we can make an impact.
SIKH Helpline is completely up my street.
Oh, are they?
Yes, they're dealing with people who have problems with mental health, who have domestic violence in their households, grooming, those kind of things. So again, she's doing a fantastic job, and we're here to support him.
the SIKH Helpline is really, really important. Everyone should sponsor it. Even if you can't sponsor somebody, you can actually do a direct debit. I do a direct debit monthly, £5 a month. It's helping our community. It's giving somebody a place to go if they're struggling with anything.
I've done some work with the SIKH Helpline, and having spoken to GAGANDEEP and other members and other volunteers, and other volunteers, I know the kind of work, the sensitive kind of work that you do. And obviously without your support and without your organisation, a lot of these victims stroke survivors would never have come forward.
Gyani Sukha Singh and his team has done a wonderful job of creating a separate SIKH Helpline. So use it. Some of you may very well, if needed, get help from the other resources. But if you have something about, some confusion about your faith and how it is interacting with your health, call them. Make use of them. They are doing a wonderful job.
We also have Diljit Baji. We also have Jat, who's a regular person and a regular rider and presenter on the show. And also we have Suki. So thank you all for coming in today, and thank you guys for tuning in. Gyani Sukha Singh, tell me, what's this all about then?
Well, we are doing the SIKH Helpline Pro Bike Ride.
Right.
It's from Scotland to West Midlands. We're finishing in West Brom. I'm sure the team will give further information into it. And all of this is for the SIKH Helpline.
Yeah.
Because the SIKH Helpline been running for the last 20-25 years.
Yeah.
And at this moment, it has gone to such a level, it's a national helpline. And because it's a national helpline, we have a lot of calls coming in, and we expanded quite a lot, that we got 2-3 people who are working for the helpline.
Right.
And the truth is, the foundation, the financial foundation of the helpline is through the bike rides.
Yeah.
Because we don't get any more funding we don't get any funding from the government or anywhere at this moment. So the only way the helpline is actually surviving and moving and running forward is through the bike rides. So every year we hope to do different bike ride and get the Sangha to join in. Be active in your bike ride, be healthy, and also they put seva towards the fundraising of the helpline.
So this, if I'm not mistaken, this bike ride, it started off from a 25-mile bike ride, wasn't it, from Birmingham Stratford Road to Wolverhampton? That's how it started off, didn't it?
I think it was in 2014 or
14,
something
yes.
like that, when the first time someone just recommended, why don't we do a bike ride?
Yeah.
And it just started. I think the first bike ride we did 20 over miles.
25?
25 from Stratford Road to Walsall.
Yeah.
And we had about 65 riders.
Yeah.
Then the following year we increased it to Wolverhampton.
Yeah.
And then that's where we had 70, 80 riders. Every year it increased until we started getting 100, 140 riders.
Wow.
And last year we decided to do a 50 miles bike ride because everybody wants extra challenge. and not even realizing that we want to take 38 riders, but we end up having 170 riders.
Wow.
And it was wonderful seeing people from London, from Bradford, from different part of the countries came down to join in this bike ride to support the helpline.
So in regards to there's got to be a lot of organisation into this. You can't just get up, ring 5 or 6 people and tell them to ring 5 or 6 people and get into a meeting point and off you go. What's the organisation behind this? It must be a lot.
There is a lot of in the background. There's a lot of work.
Yeah.
Practically, you have to look at the safety. You have to look at the riders. You have to look at so many things. I think Suki Lote will give you more of the background story of how the whole bike ride happens.
Okay.
And like I said earlier, this whole thing is for the helpline.
Yeah.
Because through the helpline, some of the riders who got help and support from the SIKH Helpline, they started joining the bike ride. because they felt that it's the organization which actually helping people out there.
And I'm glad you said that, because you know, fair enough, it's a bike ride, and you know, we're doing it for charity, which is amazing. But why is the real reason you've started this? What kind of things did you deal with for you to say, you know what, I'm going to stand up and support people because we can't see this going on?
Well, if I go back to the beginning, I think this is about 20 over years, where the first time I do a lot of Sikhi camps, Gurmat camps for kids. I've been doing that for the last 30 over years. So one of the camps, we had an open discussion. It says Sikhism in Western society, how do we survive? And this young girl, I think she's 13, 14 years old, she started sort of expressing herself, her emotion, that how she'd been bullied in school. She'd been called names, pushed around, and her mom and dad are from India.
Was this in Birmingham?
Yeah, it's Birmingham. And the dad was afraid to go and talk to the school because he doesn't know how to communicate. And when she go to the Gurdwara, the Gyanis are from India, the Prabandhak are Siane, and she felt totally lost, she felt totally alone. I actually went with her to the school, took the parents along. We resolved the bullying matter. And then what came to my mind is, I say, if she's going through this, how many other kids are going through this? Now, Sikh community is such a great community. They do a lot of seva around all the world, you know. But when I look at our children, how they are suffering with bullying, discrimination, hate crime, and then a lot of other issues which is not being dealt with. So as we go on, we just put a name SIKH Helpline, not thinking it's going to be a national helpline. I just put helpline and get my, we are staying in the Gurdwara, no? So I gave my house number. My wife started complaining. She said whenever she run and carry the phone, he said the helpline. He said, why don't you have a separate line for it? Then we develop a separate line, and then when I realized there is really a need into this, because there's alcohol, drugs, and many other issues.
I was just going to say,
so because of all of this, we established a small group of people. We got a website up and running, and then after I think 8-9 years ago, we actually charity registered the helpline. We got trustees on board, and then we were still running the helpline voluntarily.
So it's fully transparent. It's a registered charity. I mean, you know you're making, you know, good steeps and volume when you've got people like the West Midlands Police, you know, Women's Aid, people like that supporting you, sponsoring you, working closely with you guys. I think Bernardo's as well, was it? Did you say that were with you?
Yeah, a lot of different organizations they do support, you know, because the thing is, sometimes we get calls where other organizations do not understand the background or the culture values of our faith, you know, or religion or whatever, you know? And then they end up coming back to the helpline.
So just to put this out there, you said you don't get any funding from the government. It's all through donations and seva. The volunteers, they're volunteers. They don't get paid or anything like that.
We have got staff who are working for the SIKH Helpline.
How many do you have?
We got 3 of them.
3 of them, right?
Yeah, because the thing is, to keep it up and running, you cannot really depend on volunteers all the time. Because the amount of volume of calls coming in, the amount of seriousness case comes in where people were crying and feeling very down. And then we thought, look, we need to get people who paid and who can actually handle the calls. And then we got 80-90 volunteers all over around.
This is nationally.
Now, just to take one volunteer, I tell you the amount of work you have to put in is, first you need to do a full interview, look at the documents, then get 2 references, do a DBS check. We have to go through all that process and then send them to do, we got 8 stages of training, or it's our internal website. Understanding the data protection, understanding safeguarding and all these kind of things, you know. So practically there's a lot of work will go through just to get one volunteer on board. So you imagine 80-90 volunteers coming and going on the helpline. So there's a lot of admin work in the background, which is going to be very difficult just to depend on volunteers.
Well, when you say you've got a lot of volunteers that they've got all these, are these like specialized people? What are they? Are they just anybody, or have they got what kind of background are they from?
You see, the volunteers we have, they all are professional in their own fields. We got our admin team who's actually dealing with the calls every day. They take the initial call and then they will send it to the region leads. The region leads will have 10-15 volunteers each. So most of the volunteers, some of them are already professional in domestic violence, some of them are professional in their own skills.
Like substance abuse and things like that.
And drugs and so on. So they want to give back something to the community, so they volunteer with the helpline.
Okay.
So that's where we forward the case to them, and then they will deal with it, help them and support them, and go through whatever is needed to put them in the right path.
Well, I'm going to move over to Jat.
Hi.
Jat, tell us, how's your involvement come with the SIKH Helpline? How did you hear about this?
Well, I have replied to a volunteer advert on SINGH TV just to help do into production, sort of camera work and all that stuff. And then I met Gyaniji, and then obviously Gyaniji was into cycling. I was doing a little bit of cycling here and there. And then he was just telling me about the Scotland ride and can we do it?
Yeah.
I was all up for it and saying, yeah, we can do it. I did do it 2 years ago.
Right.
But it is a really hard ride. It's not something that you can just pick your bike up and do
Yeah.
it. I mean, I'm doing now, these last 2 months, 200 miles every week.
Yeah.
Just to prepare, because we've got 350 miles over 4 days, and that's like 100 on the 110 on the first day, 100 on the second day, 100 the third.
Wow.
And you know, you don't get a break. You'll get to the Goddard for 7, 8, 9 o'clock, and you're up at 6 and you're on the bike again.
So, you said it's a lot of hard work. Obviously, you can't just pick up a bike and off you go. What's the what's the skill involved? What's the training involved? What's the diet involved in something like this?
Well, on this sort of front, I've got to thank. Well, you know, with the whole training, I feel like I've missed a lot of time with my kids and a lot of sacrifices all of us have had to make.
Right.
On our bike, like for example, my kids, I'd give a shout out to Rose, Jamie, and even my ex-wife. She's helped me as well. So
Right.
they've done everything for me. I mean, every weekend that I don't have the kids, I'm on my bike.
Right.
You know, 12 hours a day, Saturdays and Sundays. The dietitian, I mean, for me, for example, in the last month, I've lost a stone just from the amount of training I'm doing. But it's important that you have nutrients such as enough protein, lots of milk. We're drinking litres of water a day. We have salt tablets in our tablets, and we just make sure that we're fueled all the way through and after, and just make sure that we get enough breaks in going forward as well, because our body's got to repair for the
But
next day.
this is specific to you, right? The dietitian. We're not saying that you guys need to go out there and start putting salt in water.
No.
Things like that. This is for Jat, and this is Jat's nutrition program. So please consult your physicians and your doctors for your own.
So when you're cycling, you have these tablets called high five tablets.
Yeah.
That you have, and when you're doing any physical exercise, after a while you lose salt
Right.
in your body. So these are just
Like
supplements.
electrolytes and things like.
So they're the ones that just add them up, so you keep to the same level.
Okay.
But training wise, it's all about getting in the saddle. And I know it's great when we saw 350 miles, me and Gandhi, let's do it, we'll all do it. But this time, you know, we did it 2 years ago. The older you get, it's really hard work. I mean, we are spending, Gandhi's out nearly every day doing 40, 50 miles. I can only do it on the weekend. When I'm on the weekend, it's 12 hours every single day, 100 miles a day on it.
So there you go. You got to put in a lot of hard work to reap the rewards, as one would say. So I'm going to move on to Sukhi now. Sukhi, a bit of a veteran in the cycling game, aren't you?
I've got the jersey.
You got the jersey, haven't you? We've seen you on some of the clips there, man. The London rides, the Scotland ride. How was that for experience?
Yeah, so obviously I've been a cyclist for over 10 years now, running and cycling, and I enjoy cycling. I enjoy running. I enjoy a healthy lifestyle.
Yeah,
and it's kind of it's glove and glove here. Where when I met Gyaniji, I was already doing this stuff, and we actually have 3 formats of rides. We have a smaller ride, an intermediate ride, which is about 50 miles, and this is a signature ride, the pro ride as we call this.
Yeah,
and this is a 350-mile challenge.
It's quite big, huh?
So it's good because it's during the couple of years I've been involved in the big bike ride. I've seen youngsters, I've seen inexperienced people become so experienced. I've learned things off them, they've learned things off us, and we've built a really nice community of cyclists now. And it's not just in Birmingham. We've got a lot of people in Bradford. We've got a community in Slough and London, and it's bringing a lot of people together. And the reason is for the same cause of supporting the SIKH Helpline, creating the awareness through events. So it's fantastic to be part of this, and the 350 is a big challenge, even for somebody like myself. To do that.
So you're saying, so basically through your love of cycling, I would say you guys, you've met Gyaniji, you found out about the charity, you found out about the good work they do, and then you're basically become sponsored volunteers, haven't you, where you go on riding, try and raise money for this good cause and things like that. You're part of cycling clubs as well, aren't you, all of you?
That's right. We've I represent 2 clubs in Birmingham, Cannon Hill Cycling Club and King's Heath Cycling Club, and we've all now joined the cycling club. So it's nice to just speak to people about the charity, speak to events. They ask what you're training for, and we tell them. We ride out with our jerseys. So it's nice to just use an event or a cycling event to create awareness for the charity as well, so we can tell those stories.
So this bike ride, it's obviously 350 miles. It's from Birmingham to Scotland. Do you want to give us some of the key points where they're going to be stopping off?
Yeah, so So the ride is actually at the end of the month, and we'll be starting off from Guru Nanak Gurdwara in Edinburgh.
Okay.
So if any Satsanga want to come and join us and they want to see us off, please do so. The address is it's in Edinburgh. It's EH65TJ, and it's the Guru Nanak Gurdwara, and we'll be starting off on the Thursday, the 29th of July,
Okay.
very early in the morning, about 6 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, sorry, I've just got to hold on you there. We've got a call coming through. I think it's Gagandeep on the call. Do you want to put him through, please? Hello. Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh. How are you doing, Gagandeep? You okay?
Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh.
How are you?
Good, thank you. Just came back from a bike ride just now.
Tim, we've got all the bike riders coming in.
Hopefully he's into training.
Yeah. So Gagandeep, please tell us your reason for calling today.
Yeah, I just wanted to call to share my support for the SIKH Helpline and to let you know a little bit why I'm raising money and raising awareness for the SIKH Helpline.
Perfect.
It's a great group of people that I've been in touch with the likes of Gyani Ji and Sukilote. And
So you know these guys. Oh, fantastic.
yeah, that's right.
Please continue.
Yeah, sure. So when I heard about the challenge, I'm a keen cyclist myself. It's something I thought would be a great thing to do for this year, seeing with COVID and there's so many things that have been cancelled.
Yeah.
And why not do it for such a great cause?
Yeah.
Such as the SIKH Helpline.
Oh, fantastic, Gagandeep.
And Gagandeep, you represent a cycling club in Slough. You're from Slough, London, right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so I started it last year, just a group of friends, and it's slowly growing to become quite a big club from Slough.
Well, Gagandeep, thank you so much for your call today. It was really nice speaking to you, and you for sharing your kind words and your support. And hopefully, good luck on the ride when you do it at the end of the month. Take care.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
And good luck, everyone.
Thank you. Suki, do you want to quickly finish off that? Because I want to speak to Daljit as well.
No problems at all. So, Daljit, you can actually finish off them.
Yeah, okay, perfect. But Daljit, before you do, you're a novice to this, aren't you?
So, yeah, I did the 50 miles back in October.
Right.
And I met Gyani Ji and I met some of the team.
Yeah.
And then I started cycling about 3 or 4 years ago.
Right.
And then the idea of the long distance endurance stuff. And then when the guys mentioned, obviously there was a ride from Scotland to Birmingham, I thought that sounds incredible. And then it's great because we've got like a WhatsApp group.
Right,
there's full on encouragement. There's rides almost every week and even during the week. So there's a lot of like encouragement to stronger and to strengthen us as a unit, almost as a group.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of cadence and movement to get everyone there. And there's never a situation where anyone ever feels like, oh my God, there's this person who's so much more experienced. Everyone's just a team, and it's really nice to meet everyone and be part of the community.
But where about you from then? Because you're not from Birmingham.
So I'm from Nuneaton,
Oh, wow.
and like I say, I saw it actually through the social media channels about the original ride in October, which is from Gurdwara in Birmingham to Leamington Spa Gurdwara and then back. And then I absolutely loved it. I met some very, very good friends there, and it was something that they were doing, and then you just kind of put up the community together.
Well, I'm going to have to stop you there.
Yeah,
I think we've got another guy calling in, so over to our caller. Hi, is it Sonny?
Hello.
Hi, Sonny. Welcome to the show. Where are you calling from, my friend?
I'm calling from Slough.
Oh, fantastic! Another one from Slough. We just had another guy from there. Gagandeep, do you know him?
Yeah.
Oh, you do? Oh, fantastic! So tell us your reason for calling today.
I wanted to offer my support
to
them. I'm also riding with them.
Oh, fantastic!
Yeah, I mean this is the first time I'll be doing something.
Okay.
On monumental, but I think they've done it a few times.
Yeah, these guys are like seasoned pros. They are. So what kind of training are you doing very quickly? Because we've only got a couple minutes left. What kind of training are you doing for this?
So I do a few short rides, a couple of short rides on the weekdays.
Okay.
And, I try to do longer rides on the weekend.
Okay. So this is where you get your energy from. Wow.
Yeah.
Are you nervous?
Yeah. Yes. Sorry?
I said, are you nervous or are you fully ready?
Well, I think I'll never be ready for those many miles. But I'm sure I'll manage.
Perfect. Well, Sunny, thank you so much for calling today. Thank you very much, and good luck on your ride. And we'll hopefully wish you well on the day. Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you. Do you want to quickly give us the postcodes then?
So, as Suki said, so the ride starts from Gurdwara in Edinburgh. So that's. Do you want to say the postcodes as well?
Go for it.
Just
So
the
that's
name of the postcode. Yeah.
EH6 5TJ, and then we'll be arriving then in Newcastle upon Tyne, Gurdwara Singh Sabha on the NE4 5QU.
Perfect.
And on Friday the 30th, the Sikh Temple Gurdwara in Leeds, and that's LS7 4HZ. And Saturday, Shri Guru Singh Sabha Gurdwara, and that's DE23 8NT.
That's Derby.
In Derby. And then finally, we'll be arriving at the Gurdwara Guru Har Rai Sahib Ji, B76JW on our final day.
Thank you so much. So guys, thank you for joining me today. Thank you for your time. I really appreciate it. I wish you nothing but success for this ride. Please stay fit, keep training. And you guys there, we're going to go over to some clips now, and then we will be joining you back again with some other guests. Enjoy the clips.
Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh. I hope you are well and good in Chardhi Kala. My name is GAGANDEEP Singh. I'm the founder of the Sikh Helpline. This year we have got a very big challenge. We are doing a bike ride from Scotland all the way to Midlands in West Brom. It's about 350 miles. It's happening in July 29th till the 1st of August. We are going to be in Edinburgh to Newcastle, and then from Newcastle to Leeds, Leeds to Derby, and then Derby to West Brom. All of this is for the Sikh Helpline. And what is the Sikh Helpline? The Sikh Helpline is a charity, a registered charity helpline, which has been helping, supporting the community in many, many different ways. Right from domestic violence, alcohol, mental health, discrimination, panchkakar, bullying, whatever issues, hate crime, whatever problems the community face or anyone face, they call the Sikh Helpline. And we got a lot of good professionals on board which will help and support the Sikh Helpline. And in the past we've been helping a lot of victims with mental health because of the COVID situation, and now we're doing this big challenge is to keep the Sikh Helpline up and running. And here we got our two riders. Do you want to say a few words? Andy is also doing the Sikh Helpline bike ride from Edinburgh to West Brom. He's also supporting the Sikh Helpline. Andy, what do you want to say a few words? Why are you doing this bike ride, this big bike ride from Scotland to West Brom?
I'm doing the bike ride to help the helpline out because I'm myself in recovery from problems with addiction. I'm 5 years sober now, and so I'm involved in running another helpline, and I think it's important that there is somewhere for people to be able to turn to when they're in times of crisis, and that people should know about it. And I know how valuable that work is. I also know how hard work it is to do this actual bike ride. We were just talking about it on the way down. 350 miles cycling is a long way. It's difficult to do 4 days on the trot. And I think a lot of people that we're helping to support are aware of that, and certainly the people that are sponsoring me are aware what a difficult challenge it is, and how important it is for I think it's important for people to be able to go somewhere, and if the way that the Sikh line is funded needs staff, and the staff need to, not everybody, I guess some are volunteers, but some need paying, and those people need paying. The money's got to come from somewhere, so if we have to do this to raise funds and raise awareness, I'm more than happy to do it. And it's also, from my personal point of view, it's a great memory. I used to cycle when I was a kid, and all of that got taken away by my addiction, and it's great to be able to get back and be involved and do something productive instead of taking out of society and being a leech that I was when I was drinking. I'm not saying it was meant to, you know, I didn't do it deliberately, but addiction does that to you. It turns you into a person that maybe you don't want to be, and this is proving for me that I can be of use to society again, and I'm enjoying doing it. I think most of the time I'm enjoying doing it. Sometimes it's bloody hard work. Oh, I can't say that, can I? However, it is is great to be back and free from the addiction that I had. I wake up in the morning now, and the first thought isn't, oh, I must take a drink, or I must do this, I must do the other. It's how many miles I'm going to cycle with that madman from the Goodwire today. So yeah, no, it's all good, and I'm very much in support of the whole team and the efforts they put into to get this ride up and running. I think that's enough.
All right, you want to say a few words? Yeah. We got another cyclist with us.
I'm David, and I'm not taking part in the actual ride, but the SIKH Helpline is a fantastic organisation, institution that obviously helps lots of people who really need their help. So I'm very pleased to be able to be part of the training team that goes out every week to help prepare these two guys for the big event at the end of July. So I wish luck to everyone.
Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh. It's 10 o'clock in the morning and 53 miles in, and still going strong. Got another 20 odd miles to do before I get back home. Doing this for the SIKH Helpline because it's a fantastic charity and a great cause. But also, I also want to do this because I want other females to get into cycling, because if it wasn't for the SIKH Helpline, I would never be cycling. And if it wasn't for Gov setting up his groups, again, I wouldn't be cycling. So next year, I'd love to see loads more females cycling with me. Big up the women, yeah!
Here we got our lead, who's leading us and pacing us for the 100 bike miles today we are doing. Jatinder Singh.
Hello, how's it going?
So how is it?
Yeah, not too bad. We're 30 miles in, doing good.
Yep.
We've got another 60 miles tomorrow at the Cotswolds. So looking forward to that as well. But
so
yeah, we're on 100 miles.
So I heard you're doing this 350 miles bike ride for the SIKH Helpline.
I am. That's what I've got to train 150 miles, 200 miles every week now for it, because it's 100 miles day after day. That's the hardest thing.
And why are you doing this bike ride?
I'm doing it obviously because the SIKH Helpline is a way. It's a get out of jail card for people that are in real trouble, people that are getting bullied at school, people who've got alcohol abuse and drink problems and drugs, and suffering from domestic violence. It's not just for Sikhs. You'll find there's lots of people that call the helpline of all faiths and religions, and also genders. We have there'll be men calling, women calling, everyone's calling that needs help, especially during these times now. That's why I'm doing it, and I wouldn't do it for another reason.
And we have got Satwinder Singh behind us. I'll try to get into him. Satwinder Singh, all the way from Coventry. He's joining us for this 100 miles, and he's also doing the 350 miles bike ride.
Yeah.
So you want to give a little bit of your opinion? Why are you doing this bike ride?
Well, it's a fantastic charity that really helps the community, and we need to look after one another, especially during this time of COVID. So it's a great opportunity to get on your bike, get fit, interact with the community, meet some nice people, and enjoy the British countryside. So I don't see any downfalls really. So get donating and help out the community where you can.
Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh. Yeah, there we go. Jatinder Singh, Satwinder Singh and myself, three of us are doing the 350 miles bike ride. And we have got two who have joined us today. They haven't done 100 miles. They are doing the first time. They said we're going to practice this year, and they're definitely going to do next year. Alright, I think I have to cut the camera now.
Next month, I'm doing a really big challenge. I'm doing Scotland to Birmingham, 350 miles for the SIKH Helpline. Why am I doing this challenge? I'm doing this challenge because the SIKH Helpline need help with helping people, supporting young people who have got nobody to turn to, vulnerable people, people from all walks of life. They will never miss a phone call. Every phone call matters to them because they want to help those people. But they cannot do that by themselves. They need our support. They need my support. The SIKH Helpline has been growing slowly. I also done 2019 350-mile bike ride where we had about 15 riders. But next month, I've been told we've got double that. But they still need more support. So I do urge all my brothers and sisters, please help them like I am helping them. I'm a busy person. I'm surely everybody's busy, but we need to take time out to help other people because it's important. I've had a fantastic life. I want to give something back to my community through the SIKH Helpline, which are doing fantastic work. Gyani Sukha Singh ji, I've been seeing all his work. It's been immense with his team. I'm really, really proud of those people who are helping people. So please help us. Please support us next month on our 350-mile bike ride. We need your support. So thank you very much. Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh.
We are getting some new guests with us. So on my right, we have Sukhi Mati.
Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh.
And to my left, we have Gov Singh.
Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh.
Thank you guys for joining us. Sukhi, I'm going to start off with you. Sukhi Mati, that is, because we've still got Sukhi with us from the first show. Is it true you're the only female bike rider on this actual massive mammoth bike ride?
Yes, this beast of a ride that Gov's got me into, yes.
So tell us, what got you into this?
So I never learnt how to ride a bike as a child. My husband taught me as a middle-aged woman. He's a keen cyclist, and the first bike ride in 2014, we saw the posters in the Gurdwara.
Yeah.
And I said to him, let's just do the bike ride. So with a bit of support in the park on how to handle a bike again, we did the first bike ride, and from there, even though it was a really big challenge at that time, doing 15 or 20 miles,
wow.
I got the bug, and Gov started setting up some local cycling groups and whatnot, and decided to join them. And then I think year on year went from strength to strength, really.
So are you doing this for, like, one, personal fitness, and two, to represent for more females to come into this? Or?
Yeah, and also for the SIKH Helpline as well. So obviously for the awareness of the SIKH Helpline and the work that it does. Secondly, is a personal challenge, and thirdly, for females, really, because you find a lot of Gauri females who are into cycling, not many Asian females.
Sukhi, I'm glad you said that. Hold that thought, because we're going to talk a little bit more on that. We've just got a live call coming through, so if I quickly take this, and then we can touch back on that. So, okay, hi, is it GURPREET Singh?
Hi, Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa.
Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh. Thank you for calling in today, GURPREET Singh. Please, the floor is yours. The reason for your call today?
Just wanted to first of all say thank you to Gyani Sukha Singh Ji for the amazing seva he's doing and for creating this bike ride. And I'm privileged to be able to participate in this. Looking forward to the actual ride. And the community that Gyani ji has created, and that Sukhi and all the other volunteers are supporting, is amazing. And I think we need more effort like that, where we, obviously the seva, the charity does is amazing, but also the benefit in terms of the health that everybody else will get. That is also like extra benefits, killing two birds with one stone. And I think looking forward to the bike ride and the experience, and kudos to the whole team.
Could I, if you don't mind, could I ask how old you are, please?
So I'm 44.
Okay.
And I started riding last year. This is going to be my biggest ride ever.
Wow.
So, yeah.
And
I've been training hard.
Where are you calling from, if you don't mind me asking also?
I'm calling from Hayes in West London.
Wow, we've got a lot of big followers from London, haven't we? Yeah. Excellent.
Yeah, there's some good riders here.
Well, thank you so much for your call today. I wish you nothing but of luck for this ride, and I know you're going to smash it, even though you've only done a year, but that's a lot more than me. So good luck, and we'll be there to cheer you on at the end of the month, okay? Take care, GURPREET Singh. Thank you for your call.
Good luck, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you. So yeah, Sukhi, back to you. You were saying, there's a lot of non-Asian women that aren't taking part in any kind of fitness or anything like that. You wanted to be the beacon, a representation of that.
That's right, yeah, because I don't think age, sex or ability should limit anyone, because we're all individuals, and it's all about cycling for me it's therapeutic, and it's just you and your bike, and it's your mind, body and soul, just to sort of to connect with you and the outdoors. So I don't think females need to fear that, oh, I can't, I've got to look after the kids, because where there's a will, there's a way.
So if you don't mind me asking, do you think you know, some people who are at home, they can relate this to like depression and things like that? Is it a good way to get out, see the world, get out of that small comfort zone? Do you think this is?
It is, and it's a great way to make new friends. It's a great way to get physically active and look after your own physical, personal health, because you're constantly on the rat race of running after the kids or the housework and work, and not actually stopping to take time out for yourself. So I think a lot more women should actually take it up, and I'm happy to sort of get involved and start any kind of sort of local group, because we've all got to start from somewhere, and I know I started from like nowhere. So
to 350 miles.
350 miles, so it's a great achievement.
Well, look, thank you so much. You know, well, that's tied in very nicely, Gov, to you now, because you know you're a veteran in this, and you're probably one of the main guys who started all this off, along with Suki and Gyaniji. What's the training about this? I mean, I know we tried to speak about it earlier, but I'd like to think, because you're a bit more of a veteran in it, explain to somebody who doesn't have a clue.
Yeah, so if you think about, let's say something like the London Marathon, you wouldn't turn up to the London Marathon with no training, and you know, with an old pair of trainers and think, right, I'll do it. You know, but the thing is, thinking about, we did a show last time, a couple of years ago, and straight after the show we had some phone calls from people saying, you know what, I can do it, you know, I want to join in and I want to do it. And I think it's you know, looking at us sitting here, you don't see the training that goes in. So every person who's doing the ride is spending at least 3 days a week training. So for example, this week, it's Monday, I've done 50 miles today. Tomorrow I'm going to be doing lots of squats, lunges, plank. I've got lots of exercises that have been given to me by the physio for my knee, so I've got a bit of a dodgy knee, so doing all of those. So it's going to be about an hour and a half, very intense exercise. Wednesday I'll do a light bike ride. So what I might do is I might set my bike on the rollers and have the match on TV,
right,
and do gentle ride while that's
Two
going
in
on.
one. To people who don't know what rollers are, he's just going to be in the living room cycling on something that's lifted up like a car jack. All right.
Yeah. so I'll be in the living room watching the match and cycling. That'll be a gentle one. Thursday again, I'll do some weight training.
Right.
So again, squats with weights, lunges, doing all sorts of things to increase the strength of the glutes.
Yeah.
It's not sort of it's not like weight training in that doing low number of reps, high weight to build muscle. This is more exercising to fatigue.
Right.
So you know, doing like 15 reps, doing 3 sets of that and that sort of thing. So completely exercising legs to fatigue. Friday I'll have a rest day. Saturday I'll do 50 miles, and then Sunday do a longer ride, maybe 70 plus miles. And that's, you know, sort of a typical week, and that's been going on for months now.
I like that. See, the thing is, I can relate to that, and I know it's a bit off topic, and I do apologise that a bit, because like I play hockey. Okay, I'm not the best hockey player, but I'm not the worst either. So I get sponsored, so I get a lot of stuff. I get, you know, like this hockey stuff and things like that. So that training I can relate to, because it's not just going there, playing, picking up a stick, knocking the ball around. It's the gym work, it's the high intensity, the HIIT cardio workouts. I actually do cycle, not onto your level, but I do cycle a little bit around the place just to give that extra fitness, because when you work with calisthenics and resistance, as like you said, for the glutes, when I go to run and I'm going to hit the ball, I can feel the difference, I can feel hitting it. So I'm guessing if you're putting all that training in there, that's what probably allowing you to do such a 350 mile ride. Yeah. I mean, you can't just rock up and say, here's a bike, here's trainers, I'm going to do a marathon, I'm going to take this. What about you, Suki? Let me bring you into this. What training do you do? Is it near enough like Gov's or what?
Yeah, definitely. Without training, you don't get results, and you know, this bike ride itself is a challenging one. It's all about stamina.
Yeah.
It's about if you can, you know, after 3-4 hours cycling, you're already consuming a lot of calories and you're fatigued, but we'll be cycling for 8 to 9 hours a day, basically. So it's unfortunately it takes time to train, but listen, there's the support, the whole team is there. you know, we've all given each other tips of what to do, what not to do, and it's all about encouragement and getting everybody together. There's different abilities, you know. There are people who haven't done 200 miles, people who haven't done 100 miles, but we've over the last couple of weeks and months, we've been with them, we've supported them, and we've challenged them, saying, "Come on, guys, you can really do this." And you know, 2019, the last bike ride we did, we had 15 people on board. And with this one, we've doubled the numbers. We've got now 30 people on board, and may grow in the future. So
this is to do the 350, right?
Yeah, that's right. So you know, we've got a lot more people on board now, and it's amazing in our community to see all these cyclists dotted around the UK. So
fantastic. I think we've got a caller, haven't we? Is it Satwant Singh on the phone? Is that through?
Hello, yeah.
Hi, hello Satwant Singh. Wa Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh.
Yeah, Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh.
How are you?
I'm fine, thanks, Ghosh.
Where are you calling from, please tell us?
I'm calling from Bradford.
Oh, perfect. Thank you. One, that's not down south. One from Bradford. Perfect. Thank you so much. So tell us your reason for calling today.
Well, I would like to thank the SIKH Helpline for the charity which is doing a wonderful job. And this is a charity at my heart.
Wow.
And I'm participating second time.
Fantastic.
I did 2 years ago, and this is the second time I'm doing it. Why am I doing it at the age of 72?
Wow.
It's not easy.
72, and you're going to do a 350-mile bike ride?
Yes, well, I'll give it a try.
That's amazing.
Good support I get from the fellow riders.
Yeah.
And the SIKH Line Help volunteers. And it's a good cause, so I would definitely do it. I'm told if you want to do anything, you need to do Kamai Karni Pandiya.
Kamai Karni Pandiya. I think they're seeing some clips of you as well while you're talking.
So I ride 30 to 40 miles every day.
That's one thing there.
And the weekends I ride longer.
Wow.
Yeah, and it's I hope I will succeed, and the people will support me.
Absolutely. Well, you've got my support. You certainly got all these guys' support behind you. So Satwant Singh Ji, thank you so much for your call. I'm really, really impressed, and I'm really, really proud that at your age, even though age isn't a number, you are not just doing a 10-mile bike ride. You are doing 350 miles for the second time. My hat off to you. Thank you for your call today, Satwant Singh Ji. And good luck on your ride. And we're wishing you well on the day. Waji Khalsa, Waji Fateh. So, Gyani Ji, I'm going to come over to yourself now. I mean, 72 years old. What's going on here? What are you feeding him? What are you doing to him?
I know he's a great rider. We also got people who are 65. I think one to them or 60, 70.
That's Satwant Singh, right?
Yeah, that's by Satwant Singh Ji. He's a brilliant rider. He 2 years ago he joined us.
Yeah.
And he's just flying on his bike.
Flying away.
We are chasing behind him.
What do you think? You know, and before we go on to this, because I want to know about the organisation bit as well, so I'm going to come back to you on that, Sukhi. What training do you think Satwant Singh's doing for this at 72?
I think he's such a brilliant person. He got a cycling club in Bradford.
Right.
So he takes a lot of people out for riding. And one wonderful thing which I found out he had done is there were people who are blind in Bradford.
Yeah.
So they got the bike where two people can sit.
Yeah.
So he'll take the blind person behind his bike.
Oh wow.
And he will cycle.
Those are tandem bikes, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Make them feel the atmosphere and the cycling.
Wow.
And give them that kind of feeling.
And that experience.
And the experience. And that is really wonderful, where I don't see a lot of people doing. For that, I do respect him a lot.
Hats off to him, absolutely. Hats off to all of you. Yes, please go ahead.
One of the things that you notice with all of the riders who take part in this, and from Satwant Ji, who's 72, to we've got riders in their 20s, everyone has that positive mental attitude.
Yeah.
You know, and it does take that. You know, you like one of the things that, you know, whenever I do exercise, at the end, I'll always do meditation at the end.
Yeah.
You know, do some Simran, and that really helps to like calm your mind and focus your mind. And you know, I've got a t-shirt at home which says miles on my meditation with a bike on there. And I feel that, you know, when I'm cycling, I feel in my head just going around Waheguru, Waheguru as I'm pedaling, and it makes you feel so good. You know,
gives you that energy, doesn't
that's
it?
When you're stuck in, you know, the modern world and you've got buildings all around you, to get out into the countryside, see the green, you feel one with nature.
It's different, isn't it?
It's completely
I mean, I can say to you guys, ਹੁਣ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਬੈਠੇ ਇੱਥੇ ਢੱਡ ਤੇ ਹੱਥ ਮਲੀ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਆ ਬੇਤੇ ਨਾ ਰੋਟੀ ਖਾ ਕੇ ਕਹਿੰਦਾ ਸਾਡੇ ਕੋਲ ਤੌਰ ਵੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੁੰਦਾ 72 years old ਮਾਜਾ ਸੁਣ ਲਓ 72 years old he's doing a bike ride again 350 miles 350 miles. He ain't just walking down the road, he's riding. But before we go there, I'm going to go over to Sukhi Singh. Tell us about the organisation of this.
Yeah, sure. There's a lot goes into it because this is the big ride. So the key thing is the route, to ensure that we're not going down motorways, dual carriageways. We're making sure that the route is safe. It's all minor roads, country lanes. Above all, it's all to do with the health and safety of the riders. Basically, it's making sure we've got designated stops. We know where everybody's going to be. We've got we'll have live tracking on the day. We'll send that out on our social media platforms on the day. But there's a lot of organisation. It only comes with not just myself. It comes with a strong team we've got around us. Jack, you met before. So we've got a strong team, and we want to make sure it's enjoyable as well. It's not everybody just sweating and just going there. We want to make sure it's an inclusive event, and it's an event that people want to go back to again. So we've got great team to support us in the organisation of the rides.
First aid, things like
we've
that?
We've got everything covered, so you can, whether you ask, we've got covered,
all that kind of stuff.
We'll have the support vehicles coming down with us. We'll have a first aid person. We'll have a van just in case of issues with the bikes. So we've tried to really put ourselves in the ride and understand from a rider, what do they need? So even to do with fueling, about water, the stops. Gov has spent a long time making sure the route that we're going on is safe to go on, and so it's going to be a fantastic adventure for the new guys that are coming aboard. We'll welcome you, and it's going to be a great adventure, and you'll see by the videos and the photographs we'll be releasing that you'll be sitting there sat thinking, why didn't I do it this year?
And this is the thing, you guys are telling me I'm not a season. I'll tell you, if it was hockey I'm there but I will do it. But look, we've only got a couple of minutes left on the show, so Sukhi, quickly, 30 seconds, final thoughts.
Final thoughts, but thank you for all the people who are coming on the ride, and there's a lot more people who wanted to come on the ride as well, and they are not fit enough. But we want to help you guys train so you can be with future rides with us, basically.
Perfect. Gov, 30 seconds.
Also following on from what Sukhi said, if you are interested in this ride, and I know there'll be a lot of interest, you need to start training now. It's not a case of leave it to 3 months before. Start training now. Get out on your bike. Even if you don't do this ride, get out on your bike. It's good for you. It's good for your soul. It's good for your health. It's good for the environment. That's one of the reasons why we all love cycling. Perfect. As well as helping the SIKH Helpline.
Perfect. And plus, there's also like smaller rides that you can take part in, 25-mile rides, 50-mile rides, things like that. So keep watching on the SIKH Helpline website for those updates. Sukhi Matu, 30 seconds. Go for it.
I just want more females to get involved in cycling.
Yes.
I think it's something that you're really missing out on, and you shouldn't let any barriers stop you, because if I can do it, you ladies can do it too.
Absolutely. Gyaniji?
Well, finally, I just like to say a very big thank you to all those people, Gav, Sukhi, and all of Jatinder, all of them. They've taken out a lot of time, effort to organize this bike ride, and also all the riders who are going to cycle along. And all of this, like I say, this is it's a fundraising event, is the financial support to the SIKH Helpline. That means every time when you cycle out there, you should always have this in your mind, that you are not cycling just for the name of the helpline. You are cycling for those people who are suffering in silence.
Absolutely.
So everyone who suffer in silence and get the help from the helpline, you are part of it.
Perfect. So you've heard it there, guys. This isn't funded by the government. There's no other donations other than what you give and what other Sevadars give. This ride is there for not just fitness, but it's there to raise awareness, to get some donations in, to get that support behind them, because look, we don't know tomorrow. We could have a family member who's suffering from sexual grooming, alcohol abuse, drug abuse, bullying, racism, be it at school, at work, whatever it is. The SIKH Helpline is here for everyone, not just the word Sikh, anybody. It's for all humanity. So you are donating to a very good cause. There's a lot of things that are being done behind the scenes, and just get there, support them. They need your support. That's why they're here today. Please wish them very well on the 29th of July. From myself, Satnam Singh, and everybody here, Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh.